Welcome, welcome to the 13th New York Sunworks Discovering Sustainability Science Youth Conference. Awesome. My name is Tim.
And I'm Sage, and we're going to be your hosts today.
Woo! So we are members of the Hydroponic Classroom Support Team, and we are thrilled to be back here this year at this incredible venue, the Javits Center. We want to thank our sponsors who are all joining us today: Con Edison, CVC, EY, New York Power Authority, Clean Path New York, and Bear Maple for their continued support of our conference and of New York Sunworks programs.
We are here today to celebrate science and the wonderful work of our farmer scientists who continue to learn about and work toward a sustainable future. First, we will hear from Alan Steele, the CEO of the New York Convention Center Operating Corporation, which manages the impressive Javits Center, where we are today.
And after that, our first group of student presentations is all about growing. Farmer scientists will share their investigations that they are running in their hydroponic classrooms, from experimenting with propagation to investigating how temperature affects germination, to exploring sustainable greenhouse substrates. These farmer scientists are excited to share their research findings with you all.
Following, we will hear from Dali Winter, the Assistant Commissioner for New York State's Department of Agriculture and Markets. Among her many responsibilities, Dali supports diversity and leadership, establishes solid agricultural leadership pipelines to aid long-term workforce development plans, and raises consumer awareness about the pivotal role agriculture plays in our daily lives.
Now, as a reminder, please, everyone take a moment, silence all electronic devices, and stay in your seats for the duration of the conference. If you need to get up at any time, let your chaperone know, because this is going to be a great conference. Let's get started.
Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Alan Steele, and this is my building, so please be nice to it while you're here. Welcome to the building. We're delighted to have you here, and it's always a great pleasure to be able to see the future generation that's going to fix the messes that my generation created with all of our climate issues. The weather that we had this morning was indicative of what can happen when you get uncertain weather conditions created by climate change. To the extent that I understand, Manuela is going to change the name of the Sunworks Conference to the Rainworks Conference next year in the hope that it doesn't rain. The Javits Center is attempting to be as sustainable a building as we can be. All of our staff are focused on that as an issue. We have two of our staff here. I want to particularly recognize Isabel and Hannah. Isabel works in our energy management group, and Hannah works on the farm. So the farm you see over there, all the things that grow there, the 15,000 to 20,000 pounds of vegetables we grow there every year, they come from Hannah. Thank you, Hannah. But we have a number of other things too. We have birds. We have 65 species of birds that have been seen on the roof of Javits. Last year was 52. Another 13 species this year, which shows if you change the environment, you can change the way in which biodiversity comes back. We have 5 species of bats, and we have about 1 million honeybees, which we collect the honey from and which we hand out in our kitchens and through our food programs. We also have 2 cats, Misty and Spooky, and we use them for rodent control. Rather than using pesticides, they stay in the loading docks and they dissuade rodents from being here. So we have all sorts of diverse activities here and all sorts of diverse opportunities. The one opportunity that I think you may all be thinking about after the rain is what happens to all of that water. Well, all of that water is now sitting in a tank underneath you here, which is the equivalent of about 20 public swimming pools. That water is collected there and it's redistributed, used on the roof here for our purposes. So even though this building is 40 years old, or almost 40 years old, there are things that you can do that can make a difference. And I know each and every one of you wants to make a difference. And so I encourage you to think small and then think big. Because if you think small, you can make changes at a very local level. But that leads to much bigger changes at a much bigger level. One of the things that Javits was involved in a few years ago was bird-friendly glass. All of the glass in this building is bird-friendly. Birds can see that that's not a reflective surface. They don't fly into it anymore. We used to be the biggest killer of birds in New York City. We would kill about 4,000 birds a year. We reduced our bird deaths by 95%. And now the city has passed legislation requiring all new buildings and all major retrofits to have bird-friendly glass for up to 75 feet. We didn't know that was going to happen. That was not in our plan. But it shows that if you do things, things will happen that you don't foresee, and they can all be beneficial. So with that, I know you want to get on with your program. Thank you again all for being here. And I thank you now for what you're doing today, but I thank you more importantly for what you will do tomorrow. Thank you.
Hi, I am Wesley.
And I'm Adrian.
And we are from West End Secondary School. Our group is here to talk about the strawberries that we have been growing in our class.
Over the past few months, we have observed many strawberry plants that we are growing in our elective. Many of the strawberry plants that we grew created runners. Runners are short, genetically identical extensions of the main strawberry plant that bypass the need for seeds through asexual reproduction. We tried two main ways to propagate these runners. First, we tried to propagate directly into rock wool. We also tried to propagate into cups of water.
Everyone loves strawberries, right? We want to make as many strawberries as possible. 40% of the strawberries we had grew flowers at 2 weeks, while 70% grew fruit within the first 2 weeks.
We discovered that propagating the runners straight into rock wool worked much better than propagating the runners into a cup of water. The runners that were propagated into a cup of water died on average in about 4 weeks. Also, the strawberries we grew were only really ripe for a pretty small amount of time.
This was only a very small look into the extremely complicated world of growing your own strawberries. What would we do in the future to further flesh out our experiment? First, we would compare a larger selection of runners from across multiple systems to remove any doubt that one single event in one system altered the effects of the experiment. We would also collect more data than just the aspects of flowers, fruits, and runners. And finally, we would set up a more even wind system with multiple fans instead of just one.
I'm Mikhail.
I'm Adrian.
And I'm Wesley. Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Can you believe that after every greenhouse harvest, we have to throw all of the rock wool we use into the trash? Our class thought that was incredibly wasteful, so we decided to experiment with more sustainable substrates used in our greenhouse. We did this by researching alternatives to rock wool, cocoa coir, and horticubes, and creating an experiment that tested the environmental impact, the cost effectiveness, and germination and growth success of each substrate. We started by planting green butter lettuce in 30 units of each substrate and waited for them to germinate. We observed how many seedlings sprouted and calculated germination rates. We used the same sprouting tray in the same location to ensure that each substrate had the same conditions in which to sprout. After our research, most of us made the hypothesis that horticubes would be the best alternative substrate.
Rock wool is a commonly used hydroponic substrate. It is what we use in our school's greenhouse. It is great because it aerates roots, has a 99% germination rate, and is made of sturdy material that doesn't break down in the hydroponic systems. But it's itchy, can't be reused, the holes are too small, and it has to be thrown in a landfill. So what were our other options?
Horticubes were our first alternative. Horticubes are kind of like little sponges, and in our experiment, they had a 90% germination rate. They also have a pre-made large hole, which makes it easy to plant seeds. And the coolest part is that they're 75% biodegradable after 1 year. Cocoa coir is the only fully compostable substrate that we found. It's made of coconut husks and can be used in outdoor gardening too. It also can be reused, but it's labor intensive to clean out. Unfortunately, our experiment showed that cocoa coir only had an 84% germination rate and was a bit messy in the seedling trays, though it didn't affect the hydroponic system filters. It's also a little bit tricky to make a hole for the seed.
We decided to transfer our seedlings into the tower system to make sure that all of our substrate samples had equal amounts of light. Once transferred, they all grew equally well.
So, what did we discover? Which substrate ended up being the most cost-effective and environmentally friendly?
Horticubes!
Horticubes ended up being our winner because they cost the same or less than Rockwell. They have a pre-made hole, making planting easier, and they're 75% biodegradable.
We'll be working to convince our school to switch to Horticubes next year, and we encourage you to do the same.
The power of mushrooms, P721K. Did you know that you can grow mushroom in a hydroponic lab?
Why do we need mushrooms?
Okay. Mushrooms have a lot of benefits.
Do you like mushrooms? What are the benefits of mushrooms?
Low in calorie, rich in nutrients, can be added to any meals of the day.
Are mushrooms vegetables?
Mushrooms are scientifically classified as fungi, but the United States Department of Agriculture classifies mushrooms as vegetables because they contain many of the same nutritional benefits that plant-based food offers.
Okay, how can I grow mushrooms in the classroom?
Oh, it is very simple. New York Sunworks can provide a mushroom kit, or you can order one online.
What's the better growing method?
At the beginning, one mushroom kit, we soaked it in water overnight. The other mushroom kit, we did not. After that, every day, we water both kits the same amount.
What's the better growing method?
Okay. We predicted that the mushroom will grow better after soaking overnight, but unfortunately our hypothesis was wrong. After soaking overnight, the mushroom quickly dries off and never regenerated. However, the other mushroom kit is still growing.
Now we can enjoy our mushrooms.
Hi, I'm Amy.
Hi, I'm Twistin.
Hi, I'm Kyer.
Hi, I'm Skylar. And we are hyping up hydroponics.
Hi, I'm Jaylene, and we are hyping up hydroponics. Hydroponics is easier than it looks. Hydroponics not only offers fresh homegrown food and beautiful plants, it also allows students to have immediate hands on learning and an understanding of plants' needs at a deeper level.
At PS123K, we have a really cool room that holds all of our machines that grow plants, roots, vegetables, and flowers just from one tiny little seed. It's our hydroponics lab. In our lab, we take care of the plants by checking their nutrient levels, filling their reservoirs, and checking their roots. In our lab, we have 3 systems that work in their own way.
The 3 systems are 1. NFT, nutrient film technique, uses ebb and flow.
This system utilizes ebb and flow for nutrient distribution.
2. Tower garden, uses aeroponics.
This system is an aeroponic system where plants' roots are misted. They get moisture from the air instead of being submerged.
3. VCS, vine crop system, uses Dutch buckets.
This system utilizes Dutch buckets and typically has plants that grow vertically.
This all sounds great. I want to get involved in hydroponics, but these machines are never fit in my room at home. You know what I could do?
What?
Go to Wick System.
Wick System!
All you need is a recycling water bottle, a rope, water, and a player. Look at ours that we built in school.
Wick system. A wick system uses fabric string that helps absorb water and nutrients from its reservoir. This is called capillary action.
Here are some photos of us making our own wick systems.
Here are the parts of a wick system. Reservoir holds the water. String absorbs the water. Clay pebbles holds plant in place. Rock wool acts like the soil. Flower grows from our wick system.
Here are some things you see. 1. Flower. 2. Rock wall. 3. Clay pebbles. 4. String. 5. Reservoir.
As you can see, there are pros and cons of a wick system.
There are more pros than cons to a wick system.
Who's ready to build one?
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Daniela, and this is Leanna's Taurus. We are from P469X, and our science experiment is heating it up. Question: how does heat affect seeding germination? Hypothesis. Plants need heat in order to germinate. The heat will warm the seed, causing the seed to open and germinate. For this experiment, we use solid materials, board seeds, seedling trays, feeding seedling station, rock wool, dome, aluminum foil, plastic wrap, heating mats, watering can, water, rulers, magnifying glass, pencils, color pencils. For this experiment, we did the following procedures. In group 1, we wrapped the seedling tray in plastic wrap, places the dome on top, and then places the seedling tray on the heat mat. In group 2, we wrapped the seedling tray in aluminum foil. Place the dome on top, and then place the seedling tray on the heat mat. In group D, we placed the seedling tray on the heat mat without the dome. And then in group 4, we placed the seedling tray on the seedling bed without a heat metal done.
In the conclusion, the seeds with the plastic wrap, germinated the quickest because the plastic wrap created warm condensation, creating the right conditions for the seeds to germinate. The seeds with the aluminum foil only two seeds germinated because of the tin foil created too much heat, burning the aluminum foil and burning the seeds.
Read the last one, the seeds.
The seeds with no heat and no dome did germinate, but at a slower rate than the others.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Amira Shavkatova. I am from Edward R. Murrow High School, and my project is about the synergistic effect of lycopene on allium sativum to enhance its anti-cancer activity. Cancer is a genetic disease in which body cells grow rapidly and uncontrollably. There are no cures for cancer, but there are treatments. One of these treatments is known as chemotherapy, which uses strong chemicals to directly attack these rapidly growing cells. Although it is very effective, there are many side effects such as vomiting, pain, and hair loss. So in this project, I use Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is yeast, and it is a fungi which mimics cancer cells. So I used it as a substitute for cancer cells. I also use allium sativum, which is garlic, and it has antioxidant properties that prevents these rapidly growing cells. Similarly, lycopene is a pigment that is found in red fruits and plants that gives them their red pigmentation. In this case, I use lycopene from tomatoes, which also has antioxidant properties similarly to the garlic. I hypothesized that if garlic is grown with the lycopene solution, then it will inhibit the growth of the yeast more compared to the garlic that was grown with just water. For this project, I used 8 pots of garlic. 4 of them were given a lycopene solution, and the other ones were given just water. After 3 weeks of treating them, I harvested them and separated them into different petri dishes, and then I let them dry for 3 days. After the 3 days, I used a mortar and pestle to crush them and turn them to extracts. After that, I made a YED agar solution, which I mixed, and I poured them into 25 petri dishes. And then I let them cool off for about a day. After that, I made active dry yeast, and I coated them on the petri dishes using a cotton swab. Lastly, I dipped 5mm discs into each of the extracts, and I put them on the petri dishes. My results showed that the garlic that was grown with the lycopene did show enhanced anti-cancer activity compared to the control groups. But the garlic leaves that were grown with the lycopene solution showed to inhibit more of the yeast than any other group. And on the other side, you can see the petri dishes with the inhibition zones for each of the groups. So this project found that garlic that is grown with the lycopene will inhibit more Saccharomyces cerevisiae, and the leaves inhibit more than any other group. For future experiments, I would like to use more extracts so that I could have a vast data range and see what would work best. I would like to acknowledge Ms. Sullivan for allowing me to use the greenhouse in Edward R. Murrow, and I would like to thank Edward R. Murrow for allowing me to do this project, and my teacher, Ms. Chan, and my mentor for guiding me through this project. These are my references, and thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is, good morning. Oh, I forgot classroom style, nicely done. So yes, I'm Dali Winter. I'm Assistant Commissioner at New York State's Department of Agriculture and Markets, and I cannot possibly thank you all, Sunworks, enough for inviting us to be a part of this. Thank you for just sharing your showcase and your experiences. It is an honor, and I cannot possibly convey to you how jealous people at the office are going to be when I tell them about the experience that I'm having right now. I'm just going to take a few moments, I know we're a little off schedule, to share basically the importance of agriculture, which I feel a lot of you guys already know, so you're ahead of the game, and the role that you guys can have in it now. Actions that you can take, it doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are in this room, everyone can play a role in this. The big things that I want you guys to have in mind is that agriculture, it intersects with everything. So if someone's like, here, I don't have an ag business degree, you don't need to have an ag business degree. Are you interested in business? You can apply that to agriculture. When I go to my office in Albany, agriculture is intersecting with law. It's intersecting with accounting. If you like doing event planning, we have county fairs, we have state fairs, and we have some of those things that are going away because people are retiring and leaving, and we don't have young people to step in and take in those roles. There's an opportunity for everyone in agriculture. It's just finding out where you want to use your knowledge and experience and apply it here, and ideally staying in New York, because New York, we're kind of a big deal. You guys are in New York. You are very much a big deal, especially in agriculture. So just to put this into perspective, we work with the federal government, we work with international. We have a Northeast Regional Food Business Distribution Center in Buffalo. That is going to help support agriculture in all the Northeast states. Connecticut is can fit inside New York State about 10 times. New York, we're kind of a big deal. When it comes to how much market we have and what we do for pretty much the entire state, the entire world, New York City's Department of Education, the public schools, you guys are part of those 1 million students getting meals every day. New York City's Department of Education is the second largest daily meals market in the United States of America. The first is the Department of Defense feeding our military service members. You are part of a very big deal in a big deal state, and we want you to stay in agriculture, and please use this knowledge because I've seen what some of you are capable of, and I'm looking forward to seeing more with all of this innovation and creativity in agriculture. Your first step that you can do for any interest, if you're like, here, I'm not really big into farming, maybe I don't want to be that lawyer committed to agriculture, 100% fine. The one thing that you can do that really helps with agriculture is helping people appreciate the agriculture that's around them. People don't think about it every day. They pass by that bodega, that farmer's market, that grocery store, and they don't think where the apples came from. All right, you see farm to table on little restaurant signs. People don't think about that. You guys are in the unique position where you can ask them, here, what does that really mean? Where were the eggs before they were here? You guys can ask those questions and get people to think about their agriculture, because a lot of people don't. And the adults in here, if you can ask them here, were you thinking about agriculture before eggs were about $8 a dozen? Remember that not too far back? Yeah, we want people to think about agriculture before it's on the front page news. All right, and appreciate a lot of hard work that goes into that. You guys are ahead of the game for so much of that, and I hope that you can appreciate all of these adults here. They see it in you. That's why they're here. So in case you really don't believe me that you're a big deal, all these adults are here because you're a big deal. I'm here because I know you guys are a big deal. You're at the Javits Center. All of these are signs of each of you are a big deal. It's just a matter of when you guys are really going to embrace it and do something with it and your next step in agriculture, because we need you. We have a whole system of organizations and people that are working in agriculture, and we need them to move on to the next step of like a federal level or what have you. Who's going to take their place? That's going to be you. And all this innovation and opportunity that I'm seeing amongst you guys are going to bring all kinds of ideas to the table that they haven't even thought of. So please, 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 when you leave here today, at minimum, if you don't remember anything I say, and this woman, with the big eyes, really excited on the stage was talking, ask someone here, appreciating agriculture, where did this apple come from before it was here? Just asking them and getting people to think at a most basic level. That would be greatly appreciated. You guys are the future leaders. You guys are the future hope. You guys are the future idea makers. Keep in mind, our Governor Kathy Hochul, was a 4-H'er, and now she's the governor doing ag education policy. Lots of funding that's coming into play. There's lots of opportunity coming into play. For those of you that might not know about a Grow New York pitch competition, I'm going to try to get that on the radar of some of the people here because there's a lot of potential. I know I'm government. I'm probably past my time. But please, can't stress it enough. You guys have a lot of potential. You are a very big deal. And if you're out there and like, she's not really talking to me, no, I'm absolutely talking to you, okay, in case anyone's confused, and some of the adults as well. All right, thank you very much for the time, and have a great day.
Wow, that was incredibly inspiring to see everybody presenting and to hear those wonderful words. Some of you may recognize me as your Grow Support Team member or your CEA specialist in your classroom. Where are my schools? Raise your hands. Hi, guys. Hi. Personally, I've been working with hydroponics and food justice for the last 4 years. And just like I did when I grew hydroponically for the first time, I have loved seeing all of you folks falling in love with plants throughout the school year and getting excited about the future of farming.
And speaking about the future and its relationship to farming, personally I believe, that hydroponics is a great method to add a bit of nature and healthy foods into our own personal lives. You see, growing up in an urban environment, I personally didn't get to see many opportunities to see how wonderful conventional farming is. But now that I've learned all of these amazing things from New York Sunworks and from all of you, I'm confident that I'll be able to secure a healthy and a sustainable future right in my own space. And the best part is that even though I'm a musician, a dancer, and an athlete, I can still take part in securing that sustainable future for myself and for the world. Now that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Coming up is our second group of presentations, and this group is all about innovating. First, we will hear from Congresswoman Nidia Velazquez, representative for New York's 7th Congressional District. Representative Velazquez is the first Puerto Rican woman to serve in the United States Congress. She is right? Exactly. Let's have a little bit of a round of applause. Absolutely. Give her her flowers. She is a strong supporter of New York Sunworks and has helped to bring hydroponic classrooms to many of your schools.
Awesome. And following, students will share how they have created their own hydroponic systems and have imagined solutions to current climate challenges. From rescuing plants during a blackout to designing a waste-free HC, these innovators will take their hydroponic classrooms to the next level. Then we will also hear from two more extraordinary speakers, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Senator Gillibrand was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 2006, becoming the second female senator to represent New York State. That's awesome. Senator Schumer is the state majority leader and the longest-serving United States senator from New York. Both of them have helped bring hydroponic classrooms to your schools. So let's all welcome our next group of presenters.
Good afternoon. I am Congresswoman Nidia Velazquez, representative of New York's 7th Congressional District, spanning parts of Brooklyn and Queens. Thank you all for being here at the New York Sunworks 13th Annual Discovering Sustainability Science Youth Conference to celebrate hydroponic classrooms. Hydroponic labs in classrooms offer a unique learning environment that benefits students by providing immersive, hands-on environmental education. The students here are learning about local food production, healthy eating, sustainability, and practical farming school for urban agriculture. These experiences will serve you well into the future. I am proud to have worked alongside New York Sunworks to secure funding to build hydroponic labs in schools throughout Brooklyn and Queens. These labs will help to create a more equitable and sustainable future for all. I look forward to continuing to work with New York Sunworks to accomplish its mission of putting a hydroponic lab in every public school classroom in New York City. Thank you to the teachers, New York Sunworks, the sponsors, and everyone who made this event possible. To the students present today, you have accomplished incredible things through your hydroponic farms. I am so proud of what you are doing today, and more importantly, what will you do tomorrow to ensure a better world for us all. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you all today.
Welcome. My name is Ethan Perez from Class 401.
Hello, my name is Kashava Prasad and I'm from Class 401.
Welcome. My name is Arif Bouyan and I am also from Class 401.
We're from PS 214 and we're presenting our hydroponics custom rescue lab. We have a hydroponic system, but recently our system had a blackout and we need to invent a system to save our plants in our Nutrisystem fed system. As you could see, As you could see, the plants are wilting. Wilting means it's starting to rot. The first thing what we did to our plants is that we would place them in the seed leak station and we would give them water, light, and nutrients. But after a day or two, black roots started to appear because of one reason. The roots did not have enough space to grow. So we made another manual system which was made out of soda bottles, cups, wood, and pieces. We also made that the system would give the roots space to grow.
This is our manual system that we invented. Notice how the roots drain and do not sit in the pool of water. We added the same nutrients from the NFTs, which is the hydroponic system, and we placed these plants in a natural light near a window. We tested our manual rescue system by taking some plants out of the hydroponic system and placing it in the manual system for 10 days.
We compared the plants in the hydroponic system and rescue system and observed the following. The plant growth was the same, the color of the leaves were identical, the plants felt the same of being in the custom and hydroponics machinery system. In conclusion, the rescue system is a success. The plants can continue to grow in case a blackout occurred if they were in the machinery hydroponic system. Pros: the plants will continue to grow, the roots will not rot, the custom system can save the harvest in case a blackout occurs from the machinery system. Cons: the plants need to be manually watered in the custom system, the bucket needs to be drained after watering, the plants need to be placed in sunlight, nutrient must be added to the water and must be constantly monitored.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Sinlun.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Jeffrey, and we're from Edward Murrow High School, and we have research on the effects of nitrogen and phosphorus on the chloro-sp and synthesis algae for their carbon dioxide absorption.
In this experiment, we use algae, which are aquatic plants that provide us with oxygen, like Chloro-sp and Synthesis algae.
Nitrate and phosphorus are nutrients commonly used in fertilizers. Carbon dioxide is greenhouse gas made up from carbon and oxygen atoms.
So the problem of our research is a global problem, global warming, which involves carbon dioxide gases to be trapped in the Earth's atmosphere. This increases the temperature on Earth. Our research question is the effect of nitrogen and phosphorus on the growth rate and carbon dioxide absorption of Chloro-sp and the Synthesis algae.
We have hypothesized that adding nitrogen and phosphorus will lead to an increased growth rate of chloro-sp and synthesis algae, thus leading to an increased carbon dioxide absorption.
To conduct this experiment, we washed 4 tanks, then added 3 gallons of water to each tank. Then the algae was added in each tank. Then 100 mL of universal growth media were added to each tank. Then we measured the chlorophyll levels using the spectrophotometer every twice a week.
We reacted baking powder with vinegar in a gas chamber, and then we added water and algae in a few test tubes. We then poured the carbon dioxide into the test tubes.
The analysis of our carbon dioxide was done by acid-base titration, where we dissolve carbon dioxide into the water, and then we use phenolphthalein indicator until pink color with 0.04 m of NaOH.
After conducting the experiment, we realized that in tank 1, the growth rate of Chloro-sp increased slowly, and in tank 2, the Chloro-sp increased at a constant rate. In tanks 3 and 4, the growth rate of Synthesis algae increased at a steady rate.
The average carbon dioxide absorbed in 2 months was excellent, but the Chloro-sp absorbed more carbon dioxide than Synthesis algae. Adding nutrients to the Synthesis algae did not help it absorb more carbon dioxide. This is maybe because Synthesis grows better in the dark, therefore the rate of photosynthesis declines as well as the absorption of carbon dioxide.
According to our results, we can conclude that adding nitrogen or phosphorus will affect our growth rate of Chloro-sp and Synthesis algae. However, only the Chloro-sp had an increase of carbon dioxide absorption rate, but not the Synthesis algae.
These are our references. We would like to thank our mentor. Actually, I don't think I needed to say that.
We are the Green Bulldogs from Chappaqua, New York.
I'm Kellen Lee.
I'm Violet Clinton.
And I'm Ro Jacobs.
We noticed there was a lot of extra waste, as well as recycling and compostable material in the normal trash bins in our cafeterias. So the Green Bulldogs decided to do something called Waste-Free Wednesdays. Our school launched Waste-Free Wednesdays during Earth Week, and the initiative will run through the end of May. Waste-Free Wednesdays are when people bring reusable water bottles, utensils, and lunch boxes to lunch instead of wasting their materials. This is the first year of doing this at our school. To spread the word, we held posters and flyers around the school. We hung posters and flyers around the school. We also made videos which are shown during our morning announcements. We do not have data yet, but we hope to get a scale to measure progress in time for next year's event. We have made a good start.
Then we thought, how can our hydroponics classroom be as waste-free as possible? We wanted to reduce the amount of waste in our classroom. Here's what we came up with. Saving seeds from plants in our classroom to plant inside and outside in our garden. Taking cuttings from healthy hydroponics plants to root and replant. Using plant scraps to feed the worms in our vermicompost bin and to put in our outside compost bins. We use sawdust from our technology classes and straw from our outside garden for our outside garden.
We saved seeds from hydroponically grown sunflowers, arugula, and peppers, separating them from the rest of the plants. We composted what we didn't use. All of the saved seeds can be planted in our hydroponics classroom or outside. Seeds we saved from birdhouse gourds will be replanted as well.
We missed the chance to get cuttings from delicious cucumbers we grew earlier, but we did manage to get cuttings from tomato plants. In these pictures, there are tomato plant cuttings recovering from the long vacation break.
When we trim plants and save and collect seeds, we let nothing go to waste. We put our unused, unplantable plants into the vermicompost bin and outdoor compost bin. Our family and consumer sciences classes also compost their waste.
We hope to make Bell School as waste-free as possible. Our hydroponics classroom is a space where we can work towards this dream and come up with more ways to accomplish this. This is Green Bulldogs signing off.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, and welcome to the New York SunWorks Youth Conference. Congratulations to all the young farmer scientists on the extraordinary accomplishments you've made in your hydroponic classrooms. With the threat of climate change on the rise, we need young people like all of you to lead the way toward a more sustainable future. I sincerely hope that the lessons you've learned through your projects, research, and investigations will inspire you to keep working to make the world a better place. I wish you all the best of luck at your conference and know you all have such a bright future ahead.
Good morning, everybody. I hope y'all enjoying your time here. I am Franklin.
Allison. Anna.
We'll be representing the Bronx Land School with our experiment using compost tea and the NFT system. What were we hoping out of this experiment? We were hoping to get compost tea as a fertilizer and hoping that it would accelerate the growth and have healthier plants. In our experiment, we used MaxiGrow. MaxiGrow is a synthetic fertilizer that is used to accelerate the germination and growth process of a plant. Within synthetic fertilizers, we can find ammonium nitrate, ammonium phosphate, and potassium sulfate. Compost tea. Within compost tea, we can find things such as soil, water, and food waste. Making compost tea is the same process as brewing a little tea bag in water.
Why is compost tea better than synthetic fertilizer? Well, first, it is very cheap, eco-friendly, it increases the rate of breaking down toxins, and decreases the chance of plants catching diseases. All right, environmental impact. Well, synthetic fertilizers, when used on soil, can lead to runoff, which will go into our ocean and produce algae blooms. Our compost tea does not do that. Okay, so what is our independent variable? Our independent variable is our compost tea instead of MaxiGrow. And what are our dependent variables? Our dependent variables, the height of the plants, the number of the leaves, and the color of the leaves. But wait, what are our constants? Our constants are the same system, the airflow, and the same temperature.
But wait, what's the procedure? The procedure is step 1, we create compost tea, and then step 2, we add the nutrient solutions to the NFT systems, and step 3, we measure plant growth every week and add nutrient solution.
This is our graph about measuring plant growth and also the number of leaves. In the blue, you can see that that is our maxi grow, which is significantly higher than the red line, which is our compost tea. This was day 1, the top being maxi grow, the bottom being compost. So you can see they're all the same plants as well. And this is the last day. So the first one is compost tea. It did not really grow that well, but the maxi grow did. In conclusion, our hypothesis was proven wrong, but it doesn't mean we'll stop there. We'll continue to try and prove our hypothesis correct. And our next steps will be to actually find out what's in compost tea so we can improve on it and actually make it better. Sources, and have a good day.
But wait.
We are very grateful for this opportunity. Ms. Rosenbaum, could you please stand up? Everybody, could y'all please look over there, the teacher with the green dress. Clap it up, please. All right. Thank you all for having us.
Hello. Hello, everybody. My name's Ariana, and I'm from X331. And my project, you could say, is called Self-Sufficient Irrigation Systems. Our reasoning why we chose this project was really because we were having a little hydroponics unit in our science class, and we wanted to see what was going to grow plants faster: hydroponics, soil, or the material that you use for hydroponics, which in this case we use rock wool, with soil. If you can see, this is what you call passive irrigation systems, which means keeping plants healthy without using electricity, also known as self-sufficient or independent watering systems. It relies on gravity to guide rainwater from certain surfaces to plants or fruits, helping them thrive on their own. As you can see, these are 3 little passive irrigation systems where we use the wick system that they mentioned earlier, using that recycled water bottle. As you can see, I gave them all names. As you can see, they're really great, right, guys? As you can see, the rock wool with soil one name is Lucy. That's what I'm going to start calling her. Hydroponics is Lucas, and Luke is normal soil. Okay, as you can see, this is how we made them. All the materials are right there. The top of a bottle upside down, a Q plug, clay petals, cotton wick, water, plastic bottle with top cut off. As you can see, this is exactly how we made our things, except for specific ones. For the soil, we didn't add the rock wool, and we put soil in there, and we put nutrients in the rock wool with soil and the hydroponics. See, these are the variables. Independent, which means different systems. Dependent, which means growth rate and height in centimeters of the leaf that is the largest. And controlled is how they all started out, the exact same. See, the hypothesis we thought of to answer this would be, we thought the hydroponics one, we thought Lucas would grow the most. We really did, because we knew that it grew more than soil. We didn't know how we would do against both. Little safe side, y'all. As you can see, these are our observations. As you can see, the soil only grew to 8.5 centimeters. Hydroponics grew to 10.5, and soil with rock wool grew to 11.8 centimeters. As you can see, the soil with rock wool did grow the most in the span of 1 month. After the results, we believe that Lucy was the one that grew the most in the span of 1 month. And the reason we believe this is actually because we think the rock wool absorbs more water, and the soil gets some more nutrients from the water, which has nutrients in it. So it gets double the nutrients, and it's giving it all to the plant. That's our reason behind this, why we think it is. Not accurate, don't ask me. And how we think this will benefit communities. whatever. We think that these will benefit you because if you ever want fresh fruits and vegetables, you can grow them right away and they wouldn't take as long as other ways you've probably tried before. I mean, like raise your hand if you try to grow a garden or a little plant in your house. Majority. Yeah, as you can see, this would be way more fresh than buying at a supermarket. Because if you didn't know, supermarkets put wax on their fruits and vegetables to make them look better, attractive, y'all. So you see, and also this is very cheap. You do not have to spend that much. Go on Amazon, search everything up. There it is. And thank you for listening.
Good morning and thank you for having us here today. We are very excited to be presenting. My name is Jonathan.
I am Stody. I am Denise.
We are second graders from PS 176 in Brooklyn. Our school is very lucky to have a greenhouse classroom. We are growing many vegetables and are always excited to learn new things. Do any of you know what a growing substrate is? A growing substrate is anything that a plant can grow in or on. The growing substrate keeps the plant in place as well as provide an environment the root can grow in. Examples of growing substrates are potting soil, cube plugs, and rock wool. Before we knew what hydroponics was, we always thought that plants just needed soil to germinate seeds, but we were wrong. We found that they can use other growing substrates as growing substrates. In our hydroponics lab, we use rock wool. Rock wool is made from molten rock that has been melted and spun into fibers. We started wondering if seeds can grow in rock wool. What other growing substrates can seeds grow in? And so, this is how we came up with our projects to present to you.
We wanted to find out if other materials can be used as a growing substrates. Would the seeds germinate as they would in rock wool? In this experiment, we planted two types of seeds. We planted kale and topsoil. We used different materials such as cotton, yarn, paper towel, cheesecloth, coffee filter, and of course, rock wool. Our hypothesis is that seeds can grow in different growing substrates as long as they are given basic plant needs such as light, water, air, nutrients, and the right temperature. We prepared two containers, each with the different growing substrates: cotton ball, paper towel, coffee filter, yarn, cheesecloth, and rock wool, and placed kale seeds in one container and topsoil seeds in the other container. We gave each container the same amount of water and light and took pictures weekly to see what would happen.
Over the course of 4 weeks, we took pictures and observed the seeds in each different growing substrate. For the first 3 weeks, we kept our containers in the seeding cart. On week 4, we transplanted our kale seeds in the NFT. We wanted to see if they would continue growing. We noticed that both seeds grew in the different growing substrates. Some grew better than others. Rockwool had the best results. They grew taller. Cotton and yarn came in second. They also grew well. We found that using paper towel and coffee filter, the seeds started to grow but stopped growing. Plants need a growing substrate that can hold their roots in order to grow. As long as there is water, nutrients, and air available, plants can grow in anything, really. Our hypothesis was correct. As long as seeds are given a growing substrate, they will grow as long as they are given basic plant needs. Now, before we wrap this presentation up, let's think for a minute. If seeds can grow in materials like cotton or yarn, why can't we grow cotton seeds in our hydroponics labs and produce our own cotton? We started growing a cotton plant in our lab. Let's see if it will grow cotton. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and thank you for taking time out your day to come see us. Our product that we're going to be talking about is Tower Automated Garden, also known as AirTag. My name is Joelle.
And my name is Maya, and this is the intersection of technology and agriculture. It's almost impossible to feed our astronauts in space due to the limited amount of room and weight on space shuttles. Therefore, transforming CO2 into a source that can be used to grow food in outer space is essential. And here's where the perfect marriage comes in. The Deep Space Food Challenge findings, food from astronauts' breath, and CCUS technology, which is carbon capture, utilization, and storage, and hydroponics.
The reason why a lot of New Yorkers are food insecure is because of climate change. Climate change causes typically warmer areas to become colder and vice versa, so plants are experiencing a drastic change in temperature, which causes them to not grow properly. 1.2 million New York residents are food insecure, but with the help of hydroponics, we can fix that.
Hydroponics can help address food insecurity in New York City due to the fact that it can be grown almost anywhere. Hydroponic systems can be set up from anywhere compared to the room and space needed to accommodate for traditional farming, which requires soil.
The reason why hydroponics will help us out is because in New York City, we're a food desert. That means there's a lot of buildings everywhere, so we can have hydroponic labs in the buildings to help grow fruits and vegetables to make it more efficient and sustainable for New Yorkers, to make them less food insecure, and it could also open up job opportunities for New Yorkers.
Here's our actual AirTag system. Different valves and pumps create a controlled environment. Agriculture, it's cheaper than having individuals come in to manually monitor the tower garden.
And these are the different things you would measure in a hydroponic lab, the EC, pH, and water level, and you need specific instruments to measure these things.
And here's our automation system. Again, the pumps, the valves control EC, pH, water level, monitoring temperature, CO2, and light intensity. And one thing about our system is the fact that it helps to adjust automatically instead of us going back into the lab to do so. It automatically connects to growth pumps and things of that nature to distribute it inside of the tower garden.
And the tag itself is pretty small. It's about the size of your average iPhone, so you can just plug this up into the wall and place it next to your hydroponic system for it to work.
And here's the data interface from the automation system, and this can be shown and displayed on laptops and phones so that you can see how your tower garden is doing.
And the main takeaways we want you to take from our presentation is that this is a STEAM project, which means it's science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So if you have any interest that falls under that, you can also be a part of the change, and that also this is something you can have like a future career in.
And currently we're in Tag 2, but we hope to take it this summer to work with New York City Sunworks to optimize the technology and move it to other schools, hopefully one of your own, and use this data to continue to do this amazing work.
And these are some of the moments we had from over the summer. We met with a professor from Medgar Evers to help us build TAG. We also visited the air company's facilities to see how everything truly works. And then we also sat down with the professor from NYU.
Hello, everyone. It's Chuck Schumer, your senator, and I hope you're all enjoying the 13th annual New York Sun Works Youth Conference. As a special welcome to the over 900 students and teachers from across New York City, and you're here to showcase your experience in hydroponic classrooms. Thanks for all you do. We're proud of you. The work you're doing today, and more importantly, the work you'll do tomorrow, is going to create a better, safer, healthier world for all of us. I also want to thank New York Sunworks, its sponsors, and everyone helping bring more hydroponic labs to our classrooms. I've been proud to stand with you in this effort and worked hard in the New York delegation to get you $1.6 million in federal funding to build 50 new hydroponic labs in schools in South Bronx and my home borough of Brooklyn. The funding will make sure that more students across New York have the opportunity to learn in hydroponic classrooms, and it'll go a long way towards creating a more sustainable future. As the first majority leader in New York, I love using my clout for good works, and this is one of the things that's at the top of the list, the money we've gotten for you. So congratulations. Thanks again to our students, teachers, and New York Sun Works. We're counting on you to lead the way to a brighter, sunnier future.
Wow, wow, wow. All of those presentations have been so impressive. Now, I know we started a little late, so don't worry. We're working on getting everyone out on time. But let's do something real quick. Let's take a quick poll on what's everyone's favorite system in the classroom. Whose favorite system is the NFT? Show of hands. Show of hands. We got some over here. NFT. Okay, I see.
Whose favorite system is the vine crop system?
Nice. Wow, a lot of you guys.
Okay,
A lot of you guys.
okay.
Okay. Tower Gardens? Any Tower Gardens? Yeah, it's my personal favorite too. Tower Gardens? Okay, nice. So we see.
Looks like the vine crop system one.
The vine crop system
Yeah,
one.
I agree.
Yeah, it's the clear favorite. Vine crop, yep, you guys got it. All right, next time. But we really do love all our systems.
We are so impressed by how hard each and every one of you has worked in your hydroponic classrooms this year. And we also know that this would not be possible without the work of some amazing people, your teachers.
Yes.
Let's hear it for the teachers who
Yes.
made today possible. Thank you, teachers.
Thank you.
Hydroponic classroom teachers work extra hard. They go above and beyond with curriculum training, teacher training, and professional development to make sure that you have the best possible experience in your hydroponic classrooms.
Exactly.
When teachers have completed all of this training, they become New York Sunworks certified teachers. A few of those joining us today have just finished this training, so let's hear it for our New York Sunworks newly certified teachers.
And let's also have one more round of applause for all of the teachers who have brought you here today. Now, we have one more group of presenters for all of you. Our final group of presentations is all about how we can act to create change. First, we'll hear from Daniela Piper, who is the Executive Vice President and Chief Innovation Officer at the New York Power Authority. And among many responsibilities, Daniela oversees NYPA's Enterprise Innovation Team, which serves as the incubator for new programs and ideas that allow NYPA to deploy game-changing technologies and solutions, all in an effort to grow a thriving, resilient New York State powered by clean energy.
Following, we will hear from students who will share how they are acting as global citizens, engaging in community events, and expanding the learning beyond their hydroponic classrooms to solve local and global issues. Students will share their research on contaminants in our water, investigations in sustainability, examples of community events, and school stewardship related to their hydroponic classrooms. Finally, we will hear from another special guest, Congressman Daniel Goldman, who represents New York's 10th Congressional District in the House of Representatives. Let's give a warm welcome to our last group of presenters, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Daniela Piper, and you heard a little bit about me just a few minutes ago. I'm the Chief Innovation Officer at the New York Power Authority, and I'm very happy to be here with you all. And I want to start by congratulating all of you for all of your hard work and for learning all about hydroponics in your classroom. So why don't you give yourselves a round of applause for showing up, for committing to your studies, and for learning about this important topic. So, innovation. What is innovation? I have innovation in my title, and I heard the word innovation used a couple times this morning. And innovation is all about creativity. It's about new ideas and about solving problems. And a lot of you talked about some problems that you were trying to solve. You had a hypothesis, you had a procedure, you had constants, you had variables, and you learned something. And so when you're learning, you can solve problems. And so innovation requires creativity, it requires us to be curious, it requires us to really think and come up with new solutions. And so at NYPA, we are a power company, but we're very special. We are the largest producer of clean renewable energy in New York. And I've had the chance to work on some exciting projects. I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago, and I've come a long way. When I grew up in Trinidad, I lived in a small rural village. And in that village, there was one road. We planted our own crops. I learned agriculture from my family, from my grandparents, from my mother. We had a kitchen garden, and we had a bigger garden. So it's something that's been part of my life for a very long time. And so it's something that we both share, that we're both passionate about agriculture. Now, the New York Power Authority is focused on creating a sustainable future for New Yorkers. And why is that important? It's important because of the problem that we're all trying to solve, the problems that come about as a result of climate change. Food production is really critical for sustainability. Clean energy is important. It's important that we preserve our environment. And we're committed to reducing our pollution and emissions of carbon dioxide, which have a negative impact on the environment. So that's something that I've had a chance to be a part of, and it's something that I never dreamed was possible. I left Trinidad and I came to New York to go to the City College of New York, where I did electrical engineering, and I learned the skills that allowed me to work in the energy industry. And so I just want to share with you that, some of the things that allowed me to do what I do today, I think you guys all share some of those skills and those characteristics. I think when you think about it, being curious, learning, continuing to learn, working on teams, being focused, that's another thing that really helps you to grow and develop and open up opportunities for you. And so I want to encourage you to think about what is possible and to know that there are no boundaries for any of you, because I came a long way and I didn't know what was in store for me, but there's so much possibility. And with creativity, we can all come together and solve the challenges that we're all talking about and create a better future for ourselves. So it's nice to talk to you all today, and I want to encourage you to continue to do your hard work and to continue to focus, because there's great things in store for you. And we know that we all want to create a better future together, and so it's important that we're all part of that. So thank you for being here today and having me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Hillary Warango, and I am a student at Jose Marti STEM Academy. My research project, thank you. My research project during this year was the impact of contaminants in tap water on urban agriculture. Where I am from is Union City, which majority of the people are Hispanics. Due to this, Union City has its first community garden, which I was a volunteer at. But as the summer passed, I realized that the plants were dying off. Therefore, I decided to look what was within the tap water. I found that there was 33 contaminants within the tap water. The most important ones that I decided to research were haloacidic acids, chloroform, and arsenic. Methodology. So what I did first was that I basically decided to look, is it the soil or the water within my community? Therefore, I also narrowed this down to water, so I decided to compare it to the maximum amount of level that should be on my water. And by doing this, I found that haloacidic acid, as shown there, was the most, found 14.88, which was very important to address because over time, haloacidic acid can cause liver and bladder cancer. Comparing it to my other graph that I basically found the maximum amount of contaminants that should be on a plant, once again, we found that haloacidic acids was the most important one to address. As shown in my table, I found these 5 important contaminants that I had to really look forward and really find a solution to solve this problem within my community. I found that carbon-activated filters were very affordable for my community, and due to this, it eliminated most of the contaminants and the most important one, haloacidic acid. In conclusion, we need to also, as kids in here, my advice to you is that if you want to solve a problem, start within your community first. And this is how, in my community, we have hydroponic labs, and with this carbon-activated filter, we can increase the growth of crops within my community to help everyone else. Thank you very much. My name is Hillary Warango.
Meet the presenters and reporters.
Linus Feigenbaum, presenter.
Beatrice Cato Jefferson, presenter.
Ryan Kroll, presenter.
Jane Steigman, reporter. Valentina Cusa, reporter.
We are PS9, an international baccalaureate school. We would like to introduce ourselves. Our wonderful Grow Lab teacher who organized this all, Miss Pinkney. As you can see on our slide, I am Linus, this is Beatrice, and Ryan is over here. Also, we cannot forget about our wonderful assistants of whom you see on the slide.
PS9 hydroponic garden grow lab and vermicomposted, sharing the planet. How do decomposers like worms help the soil become better for plants to grow?
What is composting? Composting is the natural process of recycling organic matters. such as leaves and food scraps, into a rich fertilizer that can enrich soil and plants. What is vermicomposting? Vermicomposting, or worm composting, turns rich, dark soil into pure worm casting, shedding, and pooping. And that creates nutrients into healthy soil.
Here's how a red worm's body works. A worm's intestines are the longest part of a red worm and is where most of the digestion takes place.
What's the deal with worms anyways? Farmer scientists in NY Sunworks lab endless red wigglers to speed up the composting process.
As you can see on our slide, we have the things needed to set up a vermicomposting station. For example, a home for the process you see on our slide. You can tell what a worm home looks like based on what you see on our slide. You can get your worms from Uncle Ben's farm.
What materials do we need to vermicompost? We need paper, roots, soil, eggshells, apple cores, plants. Do not use your own plants, just the leaves and or vines that fall on the floor, banana peels, worms, etc.
What materials not to use in vermicomposting? Lemon, lime, orange, or other citrus peels and juice, onions and garlics, meat, fats, grease, bones, or oils, or any processed foods, because they either don't like it or it isn't good for them.
Our experience has been very fun. We hope these photos sum up our time doing this project.
We made edible compost out of sweets to see if we can make the compost look real. Gummy worms represent the worms. Oreos, muffins, and brownies represent the fruit and vegetables, represent the dirt. Cranberries, raisins, and pea crisps represent the fruits and vegetable scraps. Thank you for
your time. It has been a pleasure sharing our knowledge with you.
Hello, we are students from the John Steptoe School, and we're going to present our project on nutrient effects. My name is Cecilia.
My name is Ignika.
My name is Ryan.
And my name is Bradley.
What is hydroponics classroom anyway?
A hydroponics classroom allows students to become farmer scientists.
It allows students to plant and harvest crops indoors.
The difference between growing a regular plant and one in the hydroponics classroom is that we use a water-based nutrient instead of using soil.
What are the benefits of a hydroponics classroom?
It allows plants to work at a faster pace and does not use pesticide chemicals.
We are first-timers working in the hydroponics lab. We are so excited to be here to share what we learned with you all.
What effect does the nutrient MaxiBloom have on the color of lettuce and basil?
We think that the MaxiBloom nutrients will change the color of lettuce and basil and make it a very brighter color than the ones without nutrients.
The materials we used are MaxiBloom, Rockwell, water, seeds, NFT channel, and seeding tray.
This is a view of the start of experiment.
Step 1, place the lettuce and basil seeds into the Rockwell. Step 2, place them under light and water them 3 times a week. Step 3, analyze the color of the plants. Step 4, set up the tower garden and add MaxiBloom nutrients weekly. Step 5, analyze the differences of color between plants with and without MaxiBloom.
We decided to put the nutrients in an NFT and leave the plants without nutrients in the seedling tray.
After the plants had grown, we looked at the plants on the left with nutrients and compared them to the plants on the right without nutrients.
We took notes on the plant growth.
At the end of the experiment, the plants with and without nutrients were both green. Although they were the same color, we did notice that the plants with MaxiBloom nutrients were a brighter color green.
Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Linares Moreno.
My name is Marlene Gonzalez. My name is Fatia Atiba.
And we're here from Claremont International High School to represent our amazing project, Waste Added. I know you guys have seen these images everywhere around our society, but have you ever wondered where does this garbage goes?
Todos hemos visto estas imágenes en las calles de Nueva York, pero ¿alguna vez se han preguntado a dónde va toda esta basura? Beaucoup d'entre nous ont déjà vu cette photo partout, mais qu'avez-vous déjà demandé où vont tous ces déchets?
But well, they go to landfills in New York, New Jersey, Virginia, and Pennsylvania. It's a long journey which costs a lot of money. The problem here is that these landfills are filled with a lot of materials that should not be there. And those materials release harmful gases, and those gases contaminate our land, water, and also the air we breathe.
El problema es que estos verdaderos están llenos de materiales que contaminan la tierra, el agua e incluso el aire que respiramos.
Le problème est que tous ces déchets se transforment dans un endroit qui contamine l'air, l'eau et la terre.
Our mission was to protect our planet. And what we did was we collected all the 12th grade garbage as a class, and we wanted to see how much trash our 12th grade classrooms produce in one day, and also how could we possibly reduce it to the final amount that will be sent to the landfills.
Realizamos una investigación para determinar cuánta basura recolectaban nuestras 4 aulas del 12 grado en un día.
Notre mission est de ramasser et de mesurer les déchets de tous les 4 classes du 12e année à la fin de la journée.
Here are the steps that we took to reduce our waste footprint. As you guys can see, we have images of our classmates doing the work that we all did, and also we have tomatoes and different type of things that we use in class.
Como pueden ver, todos estos son los pasos que tomamos para reducir la basura.
Voici les étapes qu'on a utilisées.
Here's the data that we had. This was the before, as you guys can see, is a bigger bag because it was a lot of garbage. And then the data after, as you can see, is half of what we had at first after we reduced the garbage as a big class and did it with teamwork.
Como pueden ver, esto es nuestro antes y esto es nuestro después.
Voici les données d'avant, après avoir mesuré les déchets et après avoir mesuré les déchets.
As you guys could see, we made plant pots for our hydroponic system, which was very fun, and we had a lot of time to do it.
Esto fue lo que realizamos con las cosas que reciclamos.
Nous avons transformé les déchets en bonnes choses, comme vous pouvez le voir ici.
In just one day, we cut half of the amount of classroom garbage that would have gone to landfills simply by sorting, reusing, recycling, and finally disposing. You could do the same at your school, your home, and your community. Thank you for your time. Gracias.
Merci.
My name is Elijah.
My name is Matthew.
My name is Kamari, and we are School of the Future Brooklyn. Thank you. Enjoy the video for our community.
We're student farmers. Of course we water the plants.
And we set the pH.
And finally, never forget the EC.
We're student farmers. Of course we're going to experiment on plants.
We're student farmers. Of course we eat stevia plants instead of candy. Give me it, bro.
We're student farmers. Of course we climb the chairs to get the peas.
Yes, the peas.
We're student farmers. Of course when we prune our plants, we cut off the bad parts.
We are students farmers. Of course we feed our community and care for the earth.
Thank you. I'm a parent who loves to cook. Of course I was waiting for the harvest crops.
I'm a greenhouse support technician. Of course I'm going to talk to the worms like they're my babies. How are we doing today, little ones?
We are social workers and surely enjoy the pleasures of a crisp salad.
We're farmer teachers. Of course I'm going to teach the students to take measurements and maintain the lab.
I'm a teacher farmer. Of course, I harvest the basil to put it in the Sunday sauce.
School community of farmers, we can go from this to this.
Hi, my name is Fariha Ferdows.
Hi, my name is Taiba Kareem.
Hi, my name is Sahil Ahmed.
And we're from class 401
of PS214K.
Today we are going to be giving a presentation about the effect of water temperature on germination. A problem encountered. One problem we faced during our hydroponic study was that the seedlings were not germinating as they were in the fall.
And we use the same things as we did in the fall, like water, nutrients, sunlight, and the seedlings, but the seeds were still not germinating. The rockwool and moisture process was not producing germinated seedlings. And then when we took a closer look at the seedlings, at the rockwool, we realized that algae and green growth was appearing on the rockwool, preventing the seedlings from having any space to germinate. Possibilities for seeds not germinating. One possible reason why the seedlings were not germinating was the room might have been too warm, above 80 degrees. Plus, the seed station was right next to the radiator, making the environment for them too hot. And the room was much warmer than they were before. So we conducted an experiment to test cooler water on germination.
Our hypothesis. Our hypothesis was that the seeds were not germinating due to high temperatures in the lab. We thought a colder environment will help seeds germinate. The experiment. Therefore, we conducted our experiment in which we tested cooler water versus room temperature water on germination. Our experiment would have 3 trials. One set of rockwool and room temperature water, another set of rockwool and ice water, and the temperature was recorded for about 2 weeks. We held our experiment in another location. We used a plant growth box in a cooler room. The light was on from 7 a.m. until 2:20 p.m. The seeds received the ice cubed water and the room temperature water. On the weekends, the seeds were brought home and placed near a window for a light source. Here are some pictures that we documented from our experiment. As you can see, the seeds were by a window and the temperature was being recorded.
Here is a chart marking our progression over the 3 trials of this experiment. For trial 1, 4 out of the 6 seeds germinated in ice water, and 2 out of the 6 seeds germinated in room temperature water. For trial 2, in ice water, 1 out of the 4 seeds germinated, and 3 out of the 4 seeds germinated in room temperature water. For the third and final time we did this experiment, we decided to use a bigger sample of 12 seeds. In ice water, 0 out of the 12 germinated, and in room temperature water, 10 out of the 12 germinated. Our observation. We observed from our experiment that the seeds did not germinate faster or at all with colder water. We originally thought that when seeds are planted into the ground, they are in a colder environment and that would help seed germination. After 3 trials, the results prove that colder environments do not help germination. We will need to research and try another experiment to test a new hypothesis on seed germination. The solution to our problem. We figured out that the issue is not just the temperature of the water, but possibly the temperature of the room. Now, with this information, we have not been able to figure out solutions to raise the germination rate of our plants. Our inference was incorrect as to water temperature, but we gained the knowledge that room temperature and water temperature are 2 very different and important variables. In seed germination, we also learned that seeds need a specific environment in order to germinate. All germination after this experiment was done in other locations and were all successful.
Hello, I'm Juniper Poff. This is Sky McDonough, and this is Brooke Shucker-Mallow. We're here for Brooklyn Urban Garden Charter School to talk about cucumbers.
First, we're going to start with why are we growing cucumbers? First, they're very nutritious, they're easy to grow, and there's so many of them. There's many educational benefits, and they're very energy efficient. So how do you grow? Because they're so easy to grow. First, you have to start the seeds and prepare the vine crop system, also called the VCS. Then when they form true leaves, you have to put them in a large rock wool block until the roots grow through the block. After that, you have to move them to the vine crop system again, trim and check the nutrients each week, and then fruit will start producing, and then just enjoy your harvest. So first, a very important part of this is pruning. You have to prune the flowers because each plant has to be able to carry 2 cucumbers, or else it will collapse under the weight. After you prune the flowers, only 1 cucumber per node can grow, so you just trim them so that's possible.
Cucumber nutritional benefits. You can stay hydrated while eating them. Cucumbers have a massive amount of water in them, being a heavy water-consuming vine plant, and they contain fiber and many nutrients such as vitamin K and vitamin A, which help with energy, blood flow, vital organs, etc. Children and learning. They're easy to harvest, prepare, and eat, and have many other educational benefits. The cucumbers, mind you, not the children. Educational benefits include that they start producing fruit very early on and continue producing during the year. So there's lots of opportunity for observation, and if a crop somehow is messed up, there will be many more throughout the year. It's really easy to see the growth stages, which helps in understanding plant growth and reproduction. For example, I don't know how well you can see this, but the fruit very clearly forms from the flower, the little yellow flower on the end of the cucumber. And children get to use what they have grown and can easily cut and process cucumbers to use basic cooking skills.
Bamboo knife.
So cucumbers are an efficient and productive crop, and you can calculate the cost per cucumber using things like this, which is a watt meter. A little disclaimer before I start on this, a lot of these costs don't include stuff like costs for the hydroponics system itself or like transportation. It's very simplified. So we used a watt meter to figure out the watts per hour that the hydroponics vine crop system uses, and we found that it uses 110 watts per hour, and they're run from mid-October to mid-June, which is 8 months, and 12 hours per day. So far this year, we've already harvested 188 cucumbers, and we can use the equation 110 watts multiplied by 12 hours, and multiplied that by 176 days, and then divide all of that by 188 cucumbers to get the unit price, which we found is approximately 1.23 kilowatt, or the unit kilowatts, which is approximately 1.23 kilowatts of energy per harvested cucumber. So our school's electricity costs 25 cents per kilowatt of energy, as with a lot of buildings that size. So if we multiply that by 1.23 kilowatts per cucumber, then the result would be approximately 31 cents per harvested cucumber from the hydroponics lab. Again, simplified. So an average grocery store bought cucumber costs around 80 cents. So that means that growing cucumbers in a hydroponics lab is very cost efficient and a little bit more than buying grocery store bought cucumbers, plus being fresher and just as delicious, not to mention the learning value.
Thank you for listening to our presentation, but first,
we have one more thing, guys.
We have one more thing to say. A joke just to end. Why do cucumbers hate becoming pickles? Why, right? Well, I would say that it's a pretty jarring experience.
And I personally really relish that joke.
Come on, guys, you gotta put a lid on it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Casey Galan, and I'm with Angel and Jillian, representing our school, PS 152, the Dykeman Valley School of Innovation in a Global Community. We are here to talk about how we use our hydroponic lab. Sit back and relax for a new experience for learning about how we grew and shared healthy healing herbs with our community. First, we researched past and present uses for some local herbs. Did you know that Native Americans boiled dandelion in water and drank the mixture to help with many sicknesses such as kidney disease, upset stomach, and skin problems? Today, herbs are used in many different ways. For example, did you know that Native Americans boiled dandelions in water and drank the mixture to help with many sicknesses such as kidney disease, upset stomach, and skin problems? Today, herbs are used in many different ways. For example, lemon balm can help relieve stress and reduce anxiety. Stevia is now being used as a sweetener, but it can also be used to lower blood pressure and heartburn.
First, we compared conventional farming versus hydroponic farming. The biggest differences we found were the space and water needed. Hydroponic farming uses up to 98% less water than conventional farming. As you can see here, our system has a tank that holds 25 gallons. The water is cycled through the system and we only need to replace some water once a week. We set the pump on a timer to save even more water. Hydroponics also uses less land than conventional farming. We used an NFT system to grow our herbs. We were able to grow 36 herbs at one time.
Next, the herbs we planted were basil, sage, lemon balm, dandelion, stevia, and lettuce. First, we planted the seeds into the rock wool. Then we waited until they grew into seedlings and we transferred them into the NFT system. Once they became adults, we were ready to harvest. We dried all the herbs except the lettuce by hanging them upside down on the wall and waited about 3 weeks. While we waited, we researched and created our presentations. We also made a huge healthy salad with some of our lettuce. Yum. Our parents participated in a salad making workshop. When the herbs were finally ready, we crushed them with our hands and put them in airtight containers. Finally, we had a community tea party where our parents tried the herbs we grew. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Hi everyone, it's Congressman Dan Goldman, your representative from New York's 10th Congressional District. I wish I could be there to join you today, but I wanted to send this message to congratulate New York Sunworks on your great work getting our young New Yorkers involved in building the solutions of the future. Climate change is an existential threat that is no longer a future concern. It is happening right now. In New York City, we're already feeling its effects from stronger storms, higher temperatures, and frequent flooding. I'm working every day to bring home resources that will make New York cleaner, greener, and more resilient. But we need organizations like yours and people like you to keep up the important grassroots work on the ground. Thank you to New York Sunworks for putting on this fantastic event, and even more thank you to all the young people here today who are dedicated to making the world a better place to live.
We want to thank all of the wonderful farmer scientists and guest speakers that made our conference so incredible today. And also many thanks to everyone watching today. It was really inspiring for all of us to come together to learn and celebrate sustainability science and climate education.
And we again want to thank our sponsors, Con Edison, CVC, EY, New York Power Authority, Clean Path New York, and Bear Maple. We hope you all follow the passion in your hearts, because together we can make this world a better and more sustainable place. Can we actually say that all together? We'll say together we can make this world a better place. Awesome, beautiful. Thank you, thank you. Thank you all again for being here.
Thank you.